airport was just trashed, and there was smelled, and there was clothes and trash everywhere, and people just laid out, and it looked like the war zone that I had just left. Like this is like how we handle shit back home, the same way we handle shit back in the Middle East, in Iraq and Afghanistan. And so I found the guy, and he told me, okay, well, what we have for you is 70 passengers, like, 70 prisoners, same thing. We have 70 people for you to take out of here and move and get them out. And I thought, okay, well, at least, now the military, I'm doing something good for a change. Like, I'm going to rescue some people. I felt good about it at the time. But what ended up happening is we loaded them up. It was nothing but black people. There was not one person that wasn't black that we took out of there. And, I mean, that just shows you who George Bush and who the government really cares about, They don't care about Arabs. They don't care about black people. They can just rot and die. So we moved them out. I put them on the plane and put their seatbelts on. There was a woman with a baby, and like they didn't even have shoes on their feet. They just had like a bag on their back. And we got into flight, and I gave the flight briefing. I was telling them, okay, you're on a C-130, we're gonna take you out, and we're about an hour or whatever, 20 minutes landing from where did we take them? Shit, Kentucky. We took them to Kentucky. So, and when I said that, they all like looked at each other like in disbelief, like, where the hell is this guy taking us at? And they were just like, they looked so like angry, And then once again, at first, I was their friend, saving them from a horrible place. But then when I tell them that, I'm sorry, I'm taking you to somewhere you've never been before, they all looked at me like I was their enemy. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And then and as they were starting to leave, they couldn't hear the engines of the plane anymore. I mean, it wasn't loud. It was quiet enough for them to talk to me, and they were coming up to me and asking me, "Where are we? Where are you taking us?" And I said, "You're in Kentucky. Go." And they were like, I don't know anybody here. Why did you bring us here? And then that's when I realized, I didn't rescue anybody. I just displaced a bunch of people. And the whole late response and the way that it was handled and the way the airport was all fucked up and the way that the only black people were left there, that's racism too. And looking back also on the missions that I was doing, moving the prisoners around, strapping them down to the floor, not letting them have control of their bodies, and blindfolding them and shoving them around and pointing lasers in their eyes. That's torture too, right there in itself. I mean, I didn't realize it till like later. Like I fucked with these people's head myself, and it's horrible. And so I was just really glad to get out of the military at that time, and that's. I got out, and so now what we have going on is the Iraq War. From what Obama is saying, it looks like people are convinced that Obama wants to end the Iraq War, and that but he wants to start up the Afghanistan War. He's going to go ask to send more troops in right now, and a lot of people back home in the United States, I'm pretty sure you all know what Republicans and Democrats are, the difference between them. There's no difference. I just feel like I need to, like, there was a mission that I had done in Iraq, moving the Appropriations Committee, a senator's Appropriations Committee. Basically what it was is United States senators were in Baghdad to speculate whether or not that they were going to take another 80-something billion away from the United States taxpayers and fund the war again for another year. And the people on this committee were, they're mostly Democrats. There's like 7 Democrats and only 5 Republicans. The head of the committee was Senator, I can't remember his name now. He's supposed to be like a really anti-war person, but he's not at all. Senator Harry Reid was his name. And there was like Senator from California, Barbara Boxer, was on the plane, and there was a few other senators there, and we had him on the headset, so he can talk to us, the flight crew, and we asked him like, okay, so what were you guys here for, you know? And then he told us, he said, oh, you know, we're part of this appropriations committee, and we were just here to see whether or not we want to spend the money again to fund the war. And I was like, so what happened? And he said, well, you know, before I came here, I didn't want to do it. But now that I've gotten here and I've saw the situation that's going on, you know, we're going to go ahead and fund the war again. And like, and Democrats are just like, at least the Republicans will tell you the truth and be like, we're going to fucking war. But the Democrats will just lie and be like, oh, we're against the war. But when it comes times to vote to where the money's going to go, they always vote yes. So don't have any, I'm sorry, like I know Obama, it's cool that, it's cool for some reasons that Obama's in office, but I don't trust him when it comes to the Iraq war and the Afghanistan war at all. And so I think that's just another point to make, that, you know, don't believe the hype, don't believe the media, because they're just feeding you a bunch of bullshit. And and don't trust Obama, you know, keep on his ass as much as you can and just watch out. And I don't know, I think that pretty much concludes my speech.